Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today we are here with episode number 21 for Junk Journal January. And the prompt for today is map. And again, if you're just following along for the very first time, this is a prompt-based challenge for every day in January. And it is hosted by Meg Journals, and I will leave all of Meg's information listed below in the description box, or at least her initial video. And again, today's prompt is map. And so I did go through my stash. I have a ton of different scrapbooking papers that have maps on them. And so I just pulled one out that I thought would somewhat match with yesterday's prompt. And then I pulled out a couple other things, and I decided to start working on this new page in my journal. So I'm just going to pull that out just to make things easier. And then I'm also going to pull out a glue thing, so I have a background for gluing. And so I did pull out this piece that has kind of a map of like the world on it, the top of the world. And I just thought I'm just going to cover the whole background. I'm just going to do that for today for my start of my layout. And I'm trying to decide if I want torn edges or not. I think I'm just going to glue it directly on here and then maybe cut it off. I think that'll be the easiest with my scissors. I have one little idea, I guess, to do today, something a little bit different. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. I'm actually kind of excited. It's the afternoon here, and my husband decided that there was something on TV tonight that he wanted to watch that he knew that I didn't want to watch, and so that means I get extra time in my craft room. Usually we try and hang out together in the evenings, just so that we don't get so stuck on doing our own activities and different things if we're not doing something together, that we find, you know, some sort of programming or TV show that we both like to watch. Because we like to, you know, cook a meal together and, you know, spend time together. But tonight there was something he really wanted to watch, and I really had no interest in it, but it does not hurt my feelings one bit to come up here and play in my craft room. And of course, when I cut this paper bag that I'm using, I obviously didn't cut it very straight. So I'm having a couple issues there with getting it as straight as I would like. But I'm not even quite sure which paper pad that one came from. I've had it in my stash for a while, so I'm sure it's a thinner paperweight though. So yeah, after I'm done working on this, I think I'm going to work on a couple things with laces and trims for Valentine's Day next month that you'll probably see on my channel later in the month. So I think that's what I'm going to work on after I'm done with this page for today. So yeah, there's that base then. I think that's pretty good. And see, I did pull this out. I found this in my ephemera that I was just going through. I think it came from like some sort of scrapbooking kit or something. But it almost looks like it's signs for like camping or making trails or something like that. I'll hold it up in a second here, but it like says turn left, or this is the trail, the direction to the bush is the right, line blaze trail, sticks this way. I'm not even quite sure. At the bottom it says figures 3, 4, and 5 represent methods used on the frontier where wood is nearly valueless. They should not be used by scouts generally. as they injure the tree. So I don't know if maybe it was in like maybe a Boy Scouts book. I mean, it's a reproduction of whatever it is. But I just thought it was interesting, and I was thinking when I was looking at maps, and I was thinking trails and hiking for whatever reason. It was what came to my head. And then I was also thinking I had this paper, and I've already kind of cut it down a little bit. But it is some scrapbooking paper, and it has like all these hiking themed things on it. I have a ton of these papers. I picked it up at Tuesday morning when you could buy like a pack of like 25 of the same sheets. And I bought it just because my husband and I do a lot of hiking, and so I use some of the stuff on here. I've used them in the past on some of the sheets to make him birthday cards, and I've given my sister a couple of the sheets because she does scrapbooking for her kids. And so, but I've shared a few with some of my crafty friends, but I still have a lot of this paper. So I thought of this for whatever reason when I saw this ephemera piece that I thought kind of related to hiking a little bit. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down, make kind of like a belly band, but just in the middle of the page. And I'm going to put glue across the top and glue right here. And I'm thinking like I might take these off, cut them into sets of 2 where I fold it, and then I can hook up, you know, and have kind of a flip thing is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue this one down right away. I think today's will be kind of another little simple one. And I'm going to pick out a couple sets of 2 that I think I can fold. I like this one with the camera because it reminds me of my husband. And I'm just going to fold it in half. And I think I'm also going to round the edges on 2 of the corners on this one, just with the 1/4 inch side. And I'll probably ink the edges too, I think. But I'm thinking that in the inside it's light enough, and it's kind of cool because there's actually kind of a map on the inside, on the back side of this paper. But what I'm thinking is I might just glue a square down also on the inside that you could journal on, and then you can leave this spot open if you want to add pictures or something else, but it also continue to just show like the trails or a map there, so that I remember for this challenge. And I'm just going to ink the edges of this and glue this one down also. And these squares, if anybody's wondering, like when it's folded, it's kind of a 2x2. So it would be a 4x2 if you wanted to make something similar in your journal and you didn't have this particular paper. You'd start off with a piece of paper that's 4x2 if you wanted to make something similar and you wanted the specifics. So I'm going to go like that. So then I'll have a little spot to journal, and I can always go back and add more paper over here. But my plan is to go I think I can put a couple in here. I just got to see how many I can put in with, you know, the tops and the bottoms being glued down. So I do like this mushroom. 1. And then what else do I like? Because then I was thinking I could put something on this side, possibly. So I need something for this side that I like. Maybe this one that says take a hike. I'm just trying to find some that have maybe the colors, you know, the colors in this paper. So I think both of these will coordinate, and I think it'll work for the way I want to fold them. So and I do like this sentiment too that says leave the road and take the trails. So maybe I'll be able to just glue that on the bottom. We'll see what happens here. So yeah, as far as what little Valentine's Day project I think I'm working on, I'm just making some of those little stuffed stuffed hearts where you put, you know, you sew two hearts together that you've cut out on fabric, and you stuff them with like some batting, and then you decorate them with laces. And so I was going to do that, and I've already done, I did some for a swap that I'm in currently, but I won't show the video until my swap partner gets the stuff. And then I'm thinking I'm going to make some rustic ones, just some more basic ones, just with some like vintage and antique lace. I just think that would be really pretty. So I do like that. You know, I'm not quite sure. You'd think that there'd be a way to make these kind of stay down a little bit better. I just don't know if I can fit 3 on there or not. So we'll try it. Otherwise, if I can't fit 3, I'll have to make a decision which 2 I want to keep. So yeah, I'm going to finish working on those hearts and make some rustic ones. And then I have a really old quilt that my great-grandma made, and my uncle had it at his house, and it was falling apart. And so he was getting rid of it, and my mom, or my dad actually, they were helping him clean and organize, decided to keep it, thinking that maybe we could make something with it. So I'm going to try to make just some of those, some little like hearts. I mean, the quilt's already been quilted, but some of the stitches are coming out. And I just thought it would be kind of fun to see if I can make some hearts, whether they're flat hearts or stuffed hearts. I haven't quite decided. I'll have to see what happens when I cut it up, or part of it up, since it's already falling apart. It's a crazy quilt, so it's all sorts of random material, and I think my great-grandma must have made it in the 70s, because it's a lot of like the polyester, you know, polyester stuff in it, material. So it's kind of a, you know, interesting colors, I guess, that maybe she got in the materials from clothing, like what my uncle and my mom and different people would have worn. Because my mom has a quilt too, because my great-grandma made one for everybody at the time. And this was just my uncle's. And I have the one that was my mom's, and I hang it over the balcony. So, but since that one was falling apart, and I just decided maybe if I could try to make some hearts out of it, and then I would maybe give it to some of my relatives. So that is kind of cute, isn't it? Just, you know, something like that maybe. And it's kind of interactive. You know, you can open it up and you can take these out. I'm just trying to think, what can I do? You know, it'd be nice if I could put something just to hold this one down. Like, I don't know if I have a circle or something just to help hold them down so that they don't pop up. You know, I didn't really think that through when I did this. Let me go dig in my craft stash and I'll be back. I just want to see what I can come up with. Okay, I think I have an idea that'll work, so we'll just try it. And I guess the worst thing that happens is I just leave it like this. I'm thinking if I just maybe put a brad through here, and I can do that because it's, you know, it's a paper bag here. I can put a brad, and I can do like a little flippy thing maybe that will hold this down somewhere. I'm hoping. I have some tags sitting here too. I was hoping to use another piece of this paper collection. I just got to get these in the way I want them to here. I think if I fold them that way, and if I put this one like maybe right here, and I can put it like a little brad here, and then hopefully that'll just hold it down to keep them all from popping, and then you can move it like this, and then you can take them all out. So that's what I'm thinking. In theory, I think it'll work, but we'll give it a try. You know, worst case scenario, you just cover up the holes with washi tape and call it a day. So I'm not too worried if it doesn't work out. I can add something. You know, I was briefly even thinking about cutting out that word, leave the road, take the trails, and add it somewhere on here. All right. So I think if I put it there, I think it's strong enough to hold all those down, you know, at least temporarily enough. So let me find a pencil here. I'm just going to make a little mark underneath there so I know where to make my dot, I think. You know, I also had some tickets like this that I was playing around with. Let me look back at those one more time. Yeah, maybe I'll do the ticket instead. I can still add that to the top of this. I think that might work better. So I got to change where I was going to do this anyways. Let's just see if my hole punch will go through the paper. I think these are just old Tim Holtz. You know, he used to have those ones that you could tear out of a book. I think these came from that. Not 100% sure, but. And then I found these brads in my stash. And so I think it'll match close enough. You know, I probably have some like brass colored ones and some black ones that would match also, but I'm just trying to use up stuff that I normally don't use. And I don't think I've used these brads for a long time. So again, because this was a, you know, paper bag that was folded, I was planning on putting something in this pocket. So I'm just going to make sure that this gets pushed down pretty hard. And I don't think that'll affect too much whatever I put in the pocket. So I think I'm good there. And so let's go like that. So that kind of holds it flat so the things don't pop up. And I think it'll help even more than when I maybe, you know, I could maybe add this on top. And I could put, you know, maybe I could add some trim or something on here too, just for fun. So I do like that better. And then I'm thinking I could, like, it says live life fully. I think I'm going to cut these words out and maybe put them up here. So while I'm thinking on that, why don't we do that? I need a smaller scissors though. So yeah, I think I kind of like, this is kind of a fun little layout. I don't think, you know, I've done like little foldy things that open before, but I don't know that I've ever done this specific one. So I'll have to remember this one for future journals, because I really like how it's turning out. When I had it kind of envisioned in my head, I didn't really think that I would need, you know, some sort of mechanism to hold everything down. So I like this. This is cute. Just to put a little more decoration up at the top. Make sure I'm in camera so you guys can see. And then I also need to add my numbers for today. So what is today? Today is number... Usually I try to prep that before number 21. Again, when I'm lining up like numbers or letters, if you have like a little grid or something and you're using unmounted stamps, I try to line them all up on the line and then pick them up, because then they're somewhat straight. The one's a little off. I'm just going to think about, I think I'm just going to stamp it down here in the corner. For today. And I am going to glue this down. Like I said, I was thinking about adding some sort of trim. You know, I still have some of this rickrack trim. You know, I think I might put a little bit across the bottom of this, except for it doesn't really show up there. Yeah, for sure I'll put some up at the top, because I like that. Yeah, I find it really hard to believe that we're already on day 21. Just this month has been flying by. Just all sorts of stuff going on. And I still need to take my Christmas down. I probably shouldn't admit that to people, but I put up a lot of stuff at Christmas time, a lot of decorations, and I mean, I put garlands. We have rafters in our cabin, and I wrap garland around every single rafter, and I hang ornaments from them. This year I had like snowflake ornaments, and then I also have little red cardinals that I hang, so it looks kind of pretty. And so I do that, and we have a huge 9-foot tall tree that we put up, and I have a nativity that I've been collecting since I've been a little girl. My mom buys me a piece every year, and so I have it up in our loft. I put that up, and my mom gave me her angel collection, and she had a snowman collection and some different stuff when she was downsizing. So I put all that stuff up, and it takes me, you know, this year I actually recorded how long it took me. It took me 40 hours total. Of course, I don't do it, you know, all in a row or anything, but I spend, you know, a few hours over a week or week and a half putting everything up. And so I like to leave it up as long as possible, and usually I start taking it down about now, so I should probably think about doing that. So that's probably going to be on my agenda this upcoming week, is to start taking down Christmas. So I think I'm happy with that. I don't think I'm going to add anything more to it. You guys will have to let me know what you think of my little page. Like I said, it's kind of an interactive one, because this will move up, and then you could open these and take them out. So kind of a fun one, I think. And let's see. So today was day number 21 for map. And again, I use the map on the background piece, and there's a map kind of in the back of this. And then when you open these, you also see a map. So I think I did justice to the prompt for today. And then tomorrow the prompt is repeat. So I think I have an idea for that one too. So hopefully I will see you guys back again tomorrow for another episode. Until then, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.